hard rock music. So, yeah, I started collecting like strictly reggae vinyl, you know, since I was like 18 years old, and then I didn't even mean to be a DJ, and then some friends of mine were like, you know, what are you doing with all those records? Like, why aren't you playing them? Why aren't you DJing? So we started some parties out, like 2000, and then it just kind of like kept going from there. So I've been DJing, you know, since about 2000, and you know, it's specifically for me too, like hunting down reggae vinyl and like knowing that it's coming from like Jamaica, from this producer, from this and that, and like, you know, specifically like you can't get a lot of those on iTunes, and then just having it, and you know, speaking to what like Ms. Brown was saying too, it's like, you know, the community things, like when you're playing it in a crowd and like someone hasn't heard that song in like 20 years and you have it, or you know, it's like you know, just like the community around it as well, and just you know, kind of like makes it all worthwhile for me to like carry all that stuff. So
I mostly play vinyl because it's fun for me. And, I mean, I started DJing on vinyl, and like a lot of that said, that's how I learned most of my musical knowledge, just checking out record covers. It's like the whole experience, the artwork, the liner notes, seeing who played on that record. When you go to the shop, you see that other person's solo record, and it just like goes from there to there. It's like connecting the dots. It's like a fun game for me, you know. And playing it actually is also fun and a challenge. I mean, especially like I'm playing all 45s. It's like they warp, they skip, it's, you know, you're gonna slip off the slip knot, off the adapters, but it's just a challenge, and it makes it more exciting for me. And it's not just looking at a screen and scrolling through. You gotta like find your record, you put it on fast, and you know, switch it up and keep the crowd moving. And it's just, I love it.
I like playing records. I just like the fact that in this day and age, if somebody passes by and sees that you're doing that, you subconsciously, you provide like a reminder that there's like depth to being alive and like a history to what we're doing.
right.
And just an average dude walking by who might not even remember that records even exist, he'll notice that, and he might be forced to think about some shit beyond himself, you know, that goes further back, which is good. And then, you know, find it, like if you DJ and you're influenced by the early days of hip hop, and you like finding breaks or different sections of the record, it's a lot more, it's fun to actually like go through the acrobatics of finding various things within the grooves, as opposed to just having all the shit ready to go. You know, it's like I DJ with Serato a little bit, but the wax is a lot more engaging. I just feel like, you know, people appreciate it a lot more, and it's like it represents a commitment to planet Earth. You know, when you have like 10,000 records in your crib, that's like saying, yeah, I fuck with planet Earth. Like, I'm gonna stay here. You know, all this like MP3 stuff is like some archive for the space shuttle shit, and I'm not really as into that. But all of that has its place. It's all about the music. Also, when you're DJing with a computer, you get a lot of knuckleheads requesting things, thinking that you have access to any which song that they want to hear. Having the records, you can just point to your stack of records and say, I ain't got that shit, you know, leave me alone. But yeah, records has a lot more flavor. You know, it's cool. I've done both, and it's really convenient. If you need a large catalog with you, maybe computers is the way to go, but vinyl is just a very flavorful, soulful thing, and then it's like every record that's been made is kind of like a message in a bottle. Somebody took a lot of passion and soul and heart, they crafted something, they thought about the artwork, how it would make you feel, and you're sort of completing that cycle. You know, when you take that in, you're basically fulfilling their wish by appreciating it, and a lot of that goes out the window, you know, when you're using MP3s.
I think that vinyl is very deliberate. Like, you can't bring your whole collection like on your computer. I don't have 40,000 tracks. I have these 2 bags of records that I'm going to work through tonight to play for you, you know, and the creativity is more immediate. than having every song that you own in your, possession. So, I mean, I started playing records in the, the rave culture in the Midwest, and everybody played records. Everybody played records. We all, had our bags, and that was it. And, I still have those records, and I still play those records, and they connect me to those days, to my history. I think that's very important. I'd also you never look like you're checking your email when you're playing records, because you're mixing records. There's no computer in the mix, So, yeah. I just want to say what's up to Biz. The last party I threw in the Midwest before I moved here, you played for me. I don't know if you remember, in Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I play with Wax too, right?
Yeah, you play with Wax, yeah.
I think Biz is dying to say something over here.
Yeah, man.
Yo, Biz, you rule, man. You like an amazing dude, man. Cool
Now-
B as well.
Now, I know everybody hating on Serato. Is this the Serato hating group?
No.
I just want to know, maybe it's me. But if you travel 250 to 300 days a year, it's more convenient to have your laptop than to bring some of the records, and the people in the airport don't care about your crates. Am I right, fellas?
Yeah,
Ladies and fellas, am I right?
you're right.
Now, I got a lot of wax. I will stand up to anybody with wax. But if I can have everything in one laptop, you would?
Oh, yeah.
But, since we hate on Serato, wax is more natural than digital. Right? I love wax. I love playing with wax. I love having 45s that I can throw on that I know nobody else got. You know what I mean? I didn't know what to say.
I think Cool V wants to say something.
How y'all doing? I'm not on the panel, but I'm just here and supporting all the people that's playing wax out. Big up to all of y'all, for keeping the culture alive. That's one thing about being connected to something. You have to be connected. If everybody got a laptop, they're not really connected to it. Serato is great. It's the greatest invention since the 1200. But I understand when somebody feels the love for the wax, because in the 70s, you had to set your crates up. You had to make sure that you could play 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours out of them records. You couldn't bring every crate out the house. You couldn't bring, some people try. I mean, my man Kid Capri, he used to bring 15 crates to the party. and it's, but that's the love that he had before he had to, basically go to Serato, because we have to elevate, we have to move on. But I understand staying natural to this culture, because hip hop is like, man, I mean, music in general, we used to buy albums. Everything wasn't on 12-inch. So you would learn more about a group, because the 12-inch, they only had 1 record or 2 records on the 12-inch, but they had 14 records, 6 records, 8 records on the album. So buying albums was good. We would hit me and Biz used to hit record shops from here to everywhere, Brazil. Everywhere they had a record shop, we went and bought records. We took them home, we went through them, we made a lot of good records off his sampling, and it was fun. I think music is fun when guys like this separate themselves from the regular things that's going on and play wax to let people know that, there's still people out here that want to do it the hard way. We want to work, we want to understand, we want to be natural to the culture. But, I got a laptop on my back right now, because we're going to go across the street and play some music. So it's all good. I mean, I love everybody for being interested. I mean, this is a nice little panel here. And, the ladies that's playing wax, that's rare. Right now, in this day and time, a female DJ playing real records, that's a beautiful thing. I mean, I respect it and I love it. So, big up to all of y'all. We got to go to work and keep that wax.